Here we have my current setup with a Quntis screen linear lamp. Now this one is straight, and then this one that I've got now is curved, and now you can see my screen is curved, so this will accommodate for that curve that I've got over there. So as you can see now, this one is controlled from the top here, so you can switch it on like so, and then there's also the brightness over here, so you can go to 3 levels of brightness, and then you can also change the color temperature, so that's more white light, and you can go to more of an orange light. And then there's also a sensor button which you press, which makes that pick up the light around it, so it will get brighter through the day if you want something like that. So that's more of the orange light, there's the white light, on and off. So that's what it's illuminating now. So I'm going to set this one up, and then we will see what that will look like. So it will sit like so. It's got a pad underneath here. It's got a weight over here which moves, so you can adjust it at the back of the screen and see how that fits. So I'm going to do that. It's got the cable, it's got the plug, and then there's also a pretty cool remote system. So that's cool. So you don't have to stand up and touch or reach over. So we'll set that up, and then we'll carry on with the video. Before I carry on, I wanted to show you the size of the current one compared to the new one that I'm going to be putting up and setting up over here. So this is the current one that I've just taken down, and you can see that's quite wide, and it's got its weight system here as well. It's also got little blocks that you can put in to thicken that part there where the screen would fit. So if you have a thick screen, it would fit in there, and then that's the weight. So you can see how narrow this is compared to this one with regard to the weight system. And then if you look at the length, you can see it's quite a difference compared to that one. So here's a ruler, 30 centimeters, so you can see how big that is. So this one I think is 50, so that's 30 there, that's 20, yeah, this one's 50 centimeters wide, and this one in a straight line is over 60. So yeah, that's the size of these lamps. With the new one, you can see the weights are pretty loose, they just move on their own. So fitting it to this screen, it doesn't really line up, and it sort of hangs at an angle. But there is this film here that you need to remove, that it says if you remove that, there's a sticky piece underneath. So if I remove this piece here has got like a sticky part to it. So if I fit that on here now, then I can, if I just center it, now you can see it's sort of aiming up a bit, so then we just pull the weight up on the back, and it's actually sticking on the back of the screen. So that's now holding in place, and the cable's plugged in, so that's on, and then I can maneuver this like so if I want and have more light over the table, or I can go just above the screen, and the curve actually fits in quite nicely with the screen. So I'll just lift the camera and show you, so you can see how that's fitting on the screen here. And then at the back here, this piece is now sticking to this curve of the screen, so it's holding that in place, and it's pretty flat. So if we look there, it's pretty flat with the screen, and then like I say, you can pull it in and out if you want by doing so. So that's cool. I like that option of moving it in that. So let's now see how it works and how much light this thing projects. I wanted to talk about this remote so we can see how it works exactly, so we're a bit more up close in that. So it does say remove the film, but it's working without it, so I'll just leave it on because it keeps things clean and everything like that. Let's have a look. So this is the main power button over here. So if you press that, the lights will come on, so like so, and then if you press it again, they will go off. And then we've also got the backlit button, which is the top of the strip that we've got, which is the RGB colors. So that's this button over here. Then this button is the color temperature, so this will change it to more of a warm light or a white light. So if we put that on and we press this and then we go down, we can see the color around here is more orangey, and then as we go up it goes more white. So that's what that button does. Then over here is the brightness, so if we press that and then do these, it keeps the same color light, which is the white one. It just goes bright and dim. So here, if we change it to the warmer light, swap to this one. So now this is more orangey, but the light intensity goes up and down using that. So that's that button there. This is the auto dim function. So if we put this on, we press on, let's change the light to white light. We'll turn on the light, so that's on there, so we can see. And then auto dim, that's now on, and the light is slowly fading. It's a bit darker now. So that's what the auto dim does. So that's all the features over there. Then with regards to the product weight, the device itself is 1,100 grams or 1.1 kilos. It has a color temperature range, so this one here, from 3000 K to 6500 K, and there's 15 different light modes for this one, for the RGBs on the top. So there's 15 of those. There's 166 LEDs on this device. So there's 112 on the front and 54 on the back. This takes 3 AA batteries, that's this one, and then the lamp size is 66 centimeters by 2.5 by 1.5, and it's made of aluminium, PC and ABS, and the color is black. So that's all the features over there. There is a little card that they give you so you can have a quick usage of that and see how it works. But yeah, it's very simple to use. As you can see, it's a nice slick look. It fits nicely on the desk, so if I lift it up, you can put it where you want and it just sits nicely. It's not in the way. You can move it around, whatever, and it's just got a nice feel to it. And the light itself is, let me take it off here, and the light itself is very nice as well. So this has now got a blue RGB, and underneath we can see it's a little bit dull, so it's not super bright here. And if I press the RGB button on the remote and I press it again, it's now changed to a different color. So, and it sort of lights up the back of the wall as well. It's just hard to see with the light here. I'll do it at night and maybe we can see what it looks like. But overall it's working well, the sensor's working well. If I cover the sensor on the top, that's there, that goes brighter as you can see, and if I remove my hand away, it slowly starts adjusting and going there, and you can see the color reflecting off there. They say with webcams you can mount them further back behind the sensor, like so. But it depends on what kind of webcam you have, how it would sit here. So that's just hanging on, my one's just hanging on by the cable, which isn't great. So I'd rather mount mine just to the side, off center. And yeah, that's all working well. So thank you again to Quntis. Very cool product. Top of this is lit up and it's doing like a little sequence thing, and this is the light that's produced on the table. So if I press the buttons here, if I do that, and then I've got to go dim, so that's the dimmer, so I'll move that there. So there's the brightness. Now if I press plus, you can see the light changing, and you can also do this where that's the temperature of the light. We can go down, so there's the orange, and we go up, so that's there. Then this is the brightness, so we can see that's quite dull, and then the RGB would be the top. So if I put that back up to high, and then now I'm on the RGB side of things, so that's on the top here, RGB on, oh there we go. So that's cool. And can make it so this brightness seems to only affect the under light, which is going to the desk. So that's lighting things up quite nicely. And then if we push RGB again, it cycles through different things for you. So whatever you want as an RGB light, then that's what it will do. So that's very cool. So that's all done with this little remote. You can see the light on the table where the keyboard is. We'll light it up. So that's pretty light. So these keys sort of look dark on the camera from what I'm seeing there. And then we put it on and it lights it up nicely. This is cool. The only thing with this one, the new one, is that it comes with a plug. So you'd have to have an extra plug where the other one ran off USB off the PC. So that might just be an extra thing you need to think about if you've got another plug for it. This is a cool feature. That little light over there is a sensor for the brightness. Now if you can see the brightness on the table here, if I cover this up, watch the brightness on the table. So I'll cover this up. You can see the brightness getting more. And if I let go, and it slowly goes down. I don't know if it will show up as much on the camera as I'm seeing here. Well, that's very cool. See you in my next review. Cheers.